Hi, in this video I'm going to be talking about some DIY Christmas ornaments or like tree decorations that I did this year. As you can see, so I bought this tree this year. This is mine and Tyler's first year in this apartment and we did not have a tree, so we just got something small and skinny and tall. And so all the things that I bought this year I'll link in the description box below. But I'm just gonna get straight into this video and talk about the decorations. So the first thing that I did was make a citrus garland. So as you can see, it's like all wrapped around this tree. It literally is what it looks like. It's just citrus. So all I did for this was literally buy some oranges, grapefruits, and I got some lemons from the backyard. And I sliced them as evenly as possible. I had read online that there's this like fork trick that you can use to keep the orange stable, but I found that that wasn't really that helpful for me, so I just went ahead and just sliced it like I would anything else. But the key is to just try and slice them as evenly as possible so that they all kind of dry out the same. And then I just pat everything dry and I laid it out onto a baking sheet. I only have one baking sheet and my oven's pretty small, so I had to do one batch at a time. So it did actually take me quite a while to do all of the citrus that I did. I think I ended up using like 5 oranges and like 4 grapefruit. And I just put it into the oven at the lowest temperature possible, and then I flipped my pieces every like 30 minutes to an hour until they were done, and it took roughly 3 hours per batch. So this is definitely something you want to do when you kind of have a day at home, like to chill. After I had all of the pieces, I thread some twine into like a large eye needle, and then I just put them through each orange, and I spaced it out. I spaced the citrus pieces out to my liking. At that point, like, the drying is done. It was a really simple project. The other thing that I did is really self-explanatory, is just string cranberries onto twine as well. So I just strung a bunch of berries. I ended up using 3.5 bags of cranberries. And once again, I just thread some twine through a large eye needle, like a pretty fat needle, and I just poked and thread for a while. It doesn't take that long, but it does feel very tedious. And I actually did like several separate strands. I'm not sure why I did that, but I did do that. I don't know if that's worth mentioning. But I feel like it makes it easier to like wrap around the tree, because coming around the back of the tree with the cranberries was just really challenging. So yeah. So next, I bought, actually where are they? So the next decorations for my tree that I wanted to do was using like these wooden beads. I just got this pack on Amazon. Once again, I'll link everything down below. But initially I wanted to make like some type of garland, but first of all, I already had a citrus garland and a cranberry garland. And second of all, I wanted my like perishable things to be separate from my non-perishable things. So for example, it would have been probably really cool to have like cranberries and wooden beads together on a garland, but then I'd have to throw away the cranberries, and then would I throw away the beads, or would I take the time to like unthread everything? Like, that's just not something that I wanted to do. And I didn't want to have 3 separate garlands on the tree once I already put the citrus and the cranberries. So I was trying to think, I was thinking maybe I could make separate ornaments, and I saw these really cool tassels, and I thought, oh, maybe I can do something with a tassel. So luckily, I had already lying around like some yarn. And this is like a pretty like thick yarn, so I was like, oh, okay, tassels with like beads on it, that'll be cool. I only made 4 of these red ones, and then I made 3 of these yellow ones, and that seemed to do pretty fine for my tree. Again, my tree's pretty small, but I think they're so cute. So the way that I did this was I just found like an item that was generally the size of the tassel that I would want. And then I took the yarn and I wrapped it around that box like as many times as I thought like the thickness of my tassel should be. So I probably wrapped it around like 15 times. Then I cut another piece of yarn and then I wrapped it around the top of the loop and then cinched it off. And then I was able to thread 3 large wooden beads onto the top, that piece that I just tied on. After that, this was the part that I had to kind of like figure out, was like the little, like these little beads right here. Was like these little beads right here. So initially I tried to just thread these onto a string and then like use that to tie, but that was just like becoming such a hassle. It was impossible to do. So what I did instead was I took some thread, just some like regular sewing thread, and then I tied that around the tassel where I wanted it to cinch in, and then I just like pulled it tight a little bit. And then that thread could stay there. After it was looped around, then I could add beads. And then I could kind of test like, okay, I could kind of see how many beads I would need, and I could add or subtract beads as I saw fit without having to worry about keeping the tassel cinched, because it was already cinched by the sewing thread. So once I picked the right number of beads, I put the thread through the first bead so that it would make one continuous circle, and then I tied a knot. I hope that I explained that right, but if not, it was kind of hard. It's kind of hard to explain with words, but I hope that the visual part of it was helpful. I'm gonna put these back now. So the next project that I undertook is called felting. Felting is where you take felt of like different colors and basically just like poke it with a needle, like a special felting needle, until it like makes a shape. So I'm gonna show you. I've made one thing so far. I think I'm just gonna like make little ornaments throughout the month until Christmas, but this is made out of felt. It's a little bow. So this is my first little project, which is cool. I'm pretty pleased with it, and then I just like I just put some thread through it. So I'm gonna make a snowman after this, because I thought that would be like another, oh look how cute that is. But I got two things. I got a kit with the actual felting stuff. So the kit came with like a little pad and these little like stencils, and I used this one to make the bow. So I just tried to pick something easy just for like my first time. And then yeah, it comes with all the like little tools in this little box, so that's nice. And then it also came with some felt, but I also ordered felt and I organized everything into the same box. So here's all the felt that I have. So I color coordinated, like color organized it so that it would be easy for me to make choices. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, so I'm gonna cut to a quick montage, like a quick edit of me making a snowman. Those are my, was that 4? Oh wait, no, that's not. Okay, and then the last thing that I did is not really a decoration, but because my tree is fake, I'm lacking that like scent part of like the tree. So I thought that I would make a Christmas scent. So, oh, where are they? I had to order 2 things for this. So I had to get essential oils. So somebody on Amazon, who sells on Amazon, made these like winter essential oils collection. So that's fun. So in this is peppermint, cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, fir needle, and pine scotch. So the other thing that I ordered, which if you have a spray bottle, you do not need to order this, but I wanted one, was like a continuous spray mister. It's not that continuous, but I mean, it's pretty nice. So all I had to do for this was I needed the spray bottle, witch hazel, distilled water, and the essential oils. So I didn't have that much witch hazel left, so I just used the rest of the bottle. I think you want like a 50-50 between witch hazel and distilled water, but whatever. I think mine was like a 30-70 mix, but that's fine. And then make sure to not fill it all the way to the top, because I always forget that like the nozzle that goes into the bottle needs room in the bottle. So just make sure to leave space for the actual spray mechanism inside the bottle. And then I just kind of played around. So I think the essential oils that I ended up using were fir needle, cinnamon, clove, and yeah, I think pine scotch. And then I mixed it up. And now I have a lovely spray. Okay, the only thing is with this is that I'm not gonna spray it on the tree because I have like food on the tree essentially. So I don't wanna like wet the stuff that's perishable. Yeah, I feel like that's not good. So I'm just gonna spray like the room. I'm just gonna spray the house. So those are my 5 Christmas tree decoration DIYs. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.